obviously you chose that plane that was offset or
Yeah.
that you're revolving. If you'd have clicked the one to the left of it, it wouldn't have had the hole in it then, would it?
Oh yeah, yeah, agreed. Yes,
Yeah.
let's do that entirely, because if we go back to revolve then and we select it, which we got, and we got the axis, and we choose that as the axis, there's no hole in it.
Yeah.
Similarly, if we go back and do revolve and pick that as the thing and select that as the axis, we end up with that shape, a very nice little saucepan or frying pan. So what I'm saying to you is the revolve and the sweep tool both are similar in a sense. The but they can do an awful lot. So what you can see there is that you know, to get that shape initially, whoops, would you have thought of drawing that shape to get that frying pan shape? You wouldn't. So what I'm saying is that think about what it is you want to draw, break it down into parts as if you're going to build it from Lego, if you like, and then go from there. Don't try and draw a complicated shape in one go. Pretend you're putting building blocks together, and then think about how you can use the shape, the revolve tool and the sweep tool. And of course the other one that we've covered before is the loft tool, which again, the loft, the sweep and the revolve tool are very powerful if you think about what it is you want to do for the end result, and then work out what the template is. And that's why initially when I did this initial sketch, where's it gone? These initial sketches here, I had this all drawn out on a piece of paper. Does that make sense? Anything else, John?
The only thing I possibly want to go back to, where you chose the angle plane rather than the tangent plane,
Okay,
was there much difference in it?
let's have a little look at that one then, shall we? So let me just put in a, let's just get a cylinder on there that I can demonstrate that one a bit better. Right, so there's our cylinder, okay? Now we want to put, if we want to put a hole in it, we got two ways of doing it. Let's get the edges on. We can either say, okay, construct an offset plane, and we can offset from there up to here. Then we can click on that plane, and then we got it on there. And then we can highlight that and extrude it or whatever it is we want to do. Okay? Right, the other way of doing it is to put a tangent plane on. So if we do that one, finish that one, we can do a tangent plane. And a tangent plane is what it says. Where we click it, it goes on. And the plane is at a tangent to the circle. Again, that's okay if we want to make a hole or something that goes straight through. If we go on that plane now to do a sketch, because we want a peg sticking out of it, you can see we got a gap because we drew it on a tangent plane, and the plane was in contact in the middle but not on the edge. So the answer there basically is just to highlight that and move it back in to join it, and then you've got a perfect join. Okay, now, so that's the tangent plane, but that doesn't help you do stuff like I done before, because even on a tangent plane, if I can go back, if I do put that back on again, You can see on a tangent plane, I want to put a rib round it, or I can't draw a rib on a tangent plane. So what I need on that one is a plane that goes through the middle. So the answer with that one is to go and construct a planar angle, right? At an angle to what? An angle to the center axis, which is there. So you can see now I got a plane in the middle of the axis. Okay? And now I want to draw now. Now if you find I can't get at the plane, the box is in the way. So okay, switch off the body, go on to sketch, select the plane, then you can switch the body back on again. And then you can draw your whatever it is on the side here. And for neatness, I'm just going to, and then we can finish the sketch, and then we can highlight that, and again use the revolve tool, and around what the center axis. I can't get at the center axis again, same problem. Okay, turn off the body, hit the axis, hit OK, put the body back on again. It's there. That's another area I think people get confused with. You can't always get at things because another sketch may be in the way. So turn off the sketch, even turn off the body momentarily so you can get at stuff in the middle. Does that answer your question, John?
Yeah, that's fine, thank you. So is everybody else happy with what they've seen so far?
When you construct that tangent plane, where did it go onto the tangent? The tangent, there's an infinite number of tangents around that cylinder. How do you know which tangent to use?
Tangent plane there. Because that's the tangent plane, and I want to move it, do I?
Yeah, you want to, oh, but where did it start at?
Well,
where did it pick the pace at 0 degrees? How did it get that?
Does it matter? when you put it on, you're going to do a tangent plane. So let's have a look. You go there and you click on the tangent plane. So it starts at the point you click, basically.
Right. So
that started there. So if we cancel that one, Roger, let's do another one. Tangent plane, and let's click over here. Look, it's gone there. So it's at the point you click. But if you want to move it round, then you've got the facility to move it round there. No, you'd have to have some point to actually click on, because you've got to tell the tangent where you want it. And the idea then is that once you've got one tangent plane on, you can create more angles if you were doing stuff around it. Does that help you?
So I would have to draw a construction line through the cylinder, and then you could click on the end of the construction line, perhaps.
I think, yeah, you would probably. I think I would tend to do a construction line or do a line on the top or whatever. As long as you've got a point somewhere, then you can get at it. So yeah, you'd have to have some mark of where you're going to put it, or you just put it on and then move it to where you want it to line up with something else. As I say, the idea was not to draw a water crane as such. The idea was just to use that to explain how to use the sweep and the revolve tool a bit better than we have done in the past. And it's surprising, just while we're on this as well, let me just, let's just go back on this one. Where are we? One other thing that comes to mind while we're on this thing is that if we do that command there, now we want to put a taper on, and whether it's a circle or a square, it works either way. Let me put a square on while I'm at it then as well, just to show you what I want to just add an extra one in. Right, now if we wanted to have a tapered either of these two, one of the ways you can do is to put an offset plane on here and then type a smaller square and a smaller circle. The other way is to highlight it, go into the extrude and extrude it out. You have to do a little bit of working out on paper beforehand, but you've also got on here like a taper angle. I'll just put 5 degrees in. Let's do -5 degrees. So you can see you can get the taper. And again, -5 and pull it out. So that's 2 ways of, or another way of doing a taper without doing the loft tool. But of course you have to do a bit more calculation. You do the loft tool, you can just draw the 2 squares the size you want and just join them together. With that other method, you've got to know the angle. But then you might want an angle, which is better than doing the loft tool. Any questions on any of the tools that we've used or not used, or anything you want answered at this stage?
Russ,
Yeah.
where you just did that with the doing the square with the taper,
Yeah.
could you use that to make a gas lamp and then hollow it out on the inside?
You certainly could. You certainly could. Let's have a look. So what you could do with that one is that you've got that there. So we'll have our taper, our square, and again, whoops. Let's say we'll make it square, shall we? 40. Finish the sketch, and then we could hit that one. We could extrude that up to whatever. I was going to go full size then, that's silly. Let's put a taper on that one of, I think 10 degrees might be too much. No, maybe not. 10 degrees, okay? And then what you can do then is you can go on there. Well, hang on, I'm going to try and cheat here now.
Okay.
It might work if I do it, just extrude that one up. And we go up a short distance, and then we go back in -5 degrees, -10 degrees. Yes, get the idea? Now you might want to put a dome on the top of it, and that's where you'd have to do a loft, because the idea there would be to put something on, shall we say, that fashion. Whoops, no, not like that at all. We'd have to do an offset. So you would do construct offset plane from there, and we'd move it up about that much. We would then do a sketch on the, oops, wrong plane. Do a sketch on the offset plane there, and we'll do a small circle like so. And then we could go on, use the loft tool to go from there to there, to give us our loft on the top. And then you could pop a spear on top of there. Sphere. Does that give you food for thought, Paul?
It does.
As I say,
One assumes you could then sort of go on the bottom, bore a hole in it, so you could put a miniature LED inside.
of course you could. You just highlight that one, the bottom one. And the ones I use, I don't use LEDs because I like to have a warm light, so I use little tungsten lamps of 3mm. This is all off scale, isn't it? We can put a hole in there,
Thereafter.
and then, you know, whoops. You can never catch the hole, can you? There. And take it up as far as you want to take it up. And you can, you know, you can add embellishments on the side if you want to. I mean, say, imagine you want to, you're going to get carried away now, Paul. Let's go back onto here, and I'm only going to do it on one corner. So what I'm going to do now is do a small circle there, like that, okay? And then I'm going to go and use my sweep tool to highlight that circle. and my path is going to be that one. And you can see now how you can, you know, create the metal framework as well if you want to. The scale's all over the place on this drawing, but you get the idea.
Yeah, Russ, could you continue that on up onto the top section as well?
Yeah, you can do. Where am I? Sweep. Select it. Path. Simple as that.
Would you have to do that as two operations, or could you just do it as one?
It depends how you've drawn it. If you're able to, let's just back up one. It depends if it's a double line. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. Let's try it. So what we want to do is we'll select that as our sweep, and then we have to select our axis. Now, you can't select two axes because it's not a continuous line. So you'd have to do it in two different goes.
Okay, understood.
Oh no, maybe. Oh no, yeah, you'd have to do it in two different goes. It's if it sees, you know, if it was a continuous line, if you could do it by the same revolve method that I showed you earlier, even though it's a shape. And those who were on a very early one I done, where I did a pillar box, and we did an octagonal Victorian pillar box, where again I just drew one profile and I extended that, and the way we did that was to revolve it through a segment and then copy that segment round a circle, as it were, and that ends up then with an octagonal, well, whatever polygon shape you want.